What's up, everyone? 15 minutes a game here, and we are shooting on Mother's Day evening. Hope all you moms out there had a nice Mother's Day. This is our NBA edition, and I kind of wanted to steal Javon's question from a week or two ago for our MLB show. I wanted to ask the guys if they were to start a new team and were able to pick from anybody in the league currently playing, who would it be? Brand new team, expansion team, but the entire NBA pool of players is open to you. Uh, Julian, who would you go with and why?
I'm gonna go with Luka Doncic. Just because of his youth. I learned from you guys last week from this question. Youth is
Yeah.
very key. So I'm going with Luka just because as he's proven himself every year and he's proven that he is that centerpiece, as Mark Cuban recently said a few months ago, he would divorce his wife before letting Luka Doncic go. So that's how you know that man is a baller. So I like what Luka's doing offensively. He gets his teammates involved. Obviously, this year his complaining to the refs have it's gotten a little excessive, but at least he recognizes it. And to me, it shows his competitiveness to win. So I like that from Luka. He'll be my centerpiece.
What about you, Jay?
Man. Yeah. I wanted to pick Luca. I wanted to pick Joker.
You
Yeah.
But
can't.
I'm gonna go with the Greek freak.
Okay. Yes.
Big Giannis Antetokounmpo. The dude is a beast, man. 6'11, 7'3 wingspan, 240. So what I like the most that he brings now, I know he might not be the distributor, the playmaker that Luka is for sure. Can't even come close in that category, but he brings it on the defensive end. And to me, I think when I'm building a franchise, I want someone that in the paint can get stops and also step out and guard on the perimeter. So he's only 26. So for me, I'm going with Giannis, and it was really close. Obviously, I mean, there's plenty of great young players in the NBA right now, but I like the Greek freak and what he brings to the floor on defense as well as offensively. And he's a two-time MVP.
Back to back.
That is
Yeah.
I
Steve, who's your guy?
I had Joker on the list. I had Zion. I had Tatum.
Mm.
But I went with Julian's pick. I went with Luca. He's 22 years old. I mean, 6'7", 230. Made the all rookie team, rookie of the year, all NBA first team, all in his first season. In just under 200 games played, shooting 46% from the field, uh, 8.5 boards, almost 8 assists, and 26 points. So really that with the age, I think you can't go wrong. I don't think you can go wrong with Giannis either. How old is he?
26.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, not too much older, but man, Lucas is just out there. He's a beast. So
Yeah, crazy. He's only 22 though. I sometimes I forget that.
Yeah,
to hear
exactly.
the stories of playing with like pro guys when he was like 15 and 14.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So
It
Out there
made Bobby
balling in
Tupac
Europe.
lose his job for not drafting him. Drafting Marvin Bagley over Luca, Vladi Divac,
oh
because he
yeah,
had beef with Luca's dad in Europe. So sad.
Sacramento.
Wow. What a
Sacramento.
story.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
we'll
whack.
touch on that. So going into the next subject, now that I know who you guys would build your team with, um, the Lakers chose to kind of build their team last year based on this trade for Anthony Davis. He misses a ton of games though. My original question was going to be, was the trade worth it, right? But then it's like they won a championship last year. So 99% of Laker fans are going to say yes because you're going to take a championship. But looking at like this particular season and his seasons past, since 2013, he's missed 18, 15, 14, 21, then 7 and 7, then 26 games in 2019. That was partly because New Orleans was having him purposely sit out because they wanted to trade him. Then only 5 games in a shortened season last year, but then 30 games this season. So I just want to get your guys' take. How do you guys feel about all the games he misses?
Yeah, I got this one to start it off. This hits close to home because I want to see AD out there every night, man. Like he's obviously when healthy, he is a top 5 player in the league. So defensively and offensively, he doesn't really have a weakness. And I mean, I'm not here to. The question is how do I feel about him missing games? Well, I don't feel good, but I guess in today's NBA, I'm like, who doesn't really miss games, And if we can manage his minutes and make sure like he's healthy going into the playoffs, I feel like that's the number one concern is playing minutes in July when we're competing for titles. So, I don't want to segue too quick into the next thing about the playing game, but like we're in the playoffs, and if he's healthy, I feel like with LeBron, he gives us a shot to win. So it sucks. He is injury prone, and I think like if he just worked on his body maybe a little bit more, I don't know his workout routine, but I feel like he could up that a little bit. But yeah, as long as he's healthy for the playoffs, like especially now 10 teams get in. So I think that's the main concern with AD is like keeping him healthy. So for me, I don't really mind that he misses a lot of games.
I agree. I had that worry when we first signed AD, thinking he was just gonna have that injury bug and just missing seasons. But as you stated, Steve, he brought us that championship. He helped contribute bringing that championship to LA. But I wouldn't say I'm frustrated with it. Just seeing his effort coming back after this, after missing 30 games, he's finally getting in the groove, and you can see like his leadership and like that confidence he brings on the court when he's there. So I wouldn't say I'm obviously like Javon said, I want to see him play every game. But as we know, like injuries are a part of the game, and like a freak accident, just someone rolling on your ankle could mess you up for 2 weeks, or him being a superstar that he is, you want to protect the man. So I wouldn't say I'm frustrated with AD and his injuries, because I feel like he's delivering when he's on the court for us.
Yeah, those are good takes. I guess I'm just as a fan, I'm not. It's not that I'm angry at him. You can't control. Like the Achilles injury against Denver, he was literally running for a loose ball.
Yeah.
And the guy's 7 feet tall and however 200 something pounds. So I get it. It's just I'm just speaking as a fan. I'm not trying to be like against him or anybody that gets hurt, but you want to see your best. Like when he went down and then LeBron was down, they were a top 2 or 3 team, and you see him slide to 7.
Mm-hmm.
You just wonder sometimes, like, yo, do you really got to miss 30 games, like almost half the season? There's no way you could. Watching ball in the 80s and 90s, I mean, Kobe shot free throws with the torn Achilles, So,
Yeah, he was like the model of
I know, and
never quitting.
I get it. I get times are different, so I'm kind of in the middle. I'm torn. So, with about 6 minutes left, let me stick with the Lakers, but into the Lakers are most likely going to be the 7 seed. Right now, they are currently a game and a half behind the Blazers, but they are beating the Suns while we're shooting. What's your guys' take? It looks like if they stay in the 7 spot, which they probably will, they're going to play either Golden State as the 8 seed or Memphis as the 8 seed. Are you guys confident in them winning that game against one of those 2 teams? And then real quick, with just over 5 minutes left, if you have them making it out of it, which I'm sure you both do, are you confident in them facing Phoenix or Utah, which is probably who they'll play as the 2 seed in the West? Jules, what do you got?
So I'm just gonna. I like the Lakers in this play-in game, but being a Laker fan, and seeing them in the play-in game now, I hate the play-in game. They should just be in the playoffs. But I understand this playing game. But I like how they're like the confidence that they're using and the energy that they're bringing onto the court because they know it's do or die time. And they dropped a tough one to Portland on like Friday, I believe. And you could just like see the pain, like the hurt in their face. Like they knew they had that game and wanted that game. So LeBron just getting healthy and joining the flow, not messing it up. I like the Lakers' chances of beating Phoenix, and as we saw, beat Denver without LeBron. So I like how they're playing. KCP is contributing. Everyone's contributing, and then also we'll get Shooter back for the playoffs. So I like the Lakers
Yeah.
against Utah and Phoenix. It sucks for those two teams. They had a great season. Now you got to face the champions.
That's so true, man. Like they really had great seasons and they might have to play the defending champs in the first round.
It's crazy.
It is like wild. So, I mean, I'm looking at their schedule and we got the Knicks, Rockets, both at home. And then we finish out this season on a back-to-back Saturday, Sunday against the Pacers and Pelicans. I wish we controlled our own destiny, but I think now that that Portland beat us, they control their own. So it looks like we are going to end up in the 7th seed. So we'll get that play-in game and all the ratings for Lakers fans. But I mean, as we're coming to the end here, like obviously if we could beat the Suns, that's a huge win. And I think of those two teams, I would rather play Phoenix just because they haven't been in the playoffs as a team yet. And last year, I think the Jazz coming off that crazy 7-game series against Denver are going to be hungry. So, and I just think they're a better team overall defensively too with Gobert. So for me, I would rather play Phoenix, even though they have Chris Paul. But Booker's still kind of unproven at this point in his career. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do. So yeah, Phoenix, look out if you end up in that 2 seed. We're gonna throw it back to like the old school Phoenix Lakers days.
That would be fun.
Hell yeah.
You guys have them both winning. See, I worry a tiny bit about excuse me, the playing game. I know if they play the Warriors, they should dominate because especially even with just AD, Drummond, Montrez, like the Warriors are not big, but man, Steph can put up like 60. So,
Dude, yeah.
and Javon brought up a great point a couple weeks ago that it's a 1-game thing. And I know if they lost that game, they'd get another chance to play again. But then you're going in as the 8th seed if you win. I do think they'll win. I agree with Javon also. I'd rather them play Phoenix than Utah. Especially playing at Utah has just always historically given the Lakers trouble. I think everybody's take, excuse me, everybody's take is, if the Lakers are healthy, they'll be okay. And I kind of hate that. I don't have a ton of time to get into it, but I feel like, and not you guys here or me in the past, I just feel like it's a lazy take because you could say that about any team in any sport. If I'm perfectly healthy, I'm going to be in better shape, right? So there's no guarantees. So I do worry about that a little bit. I don't think it's going to be, oh, LeBron's back, AD's playing, Schroeder's back. Like, yeah, they're going to just beat Utah or Phoenix in 5 or 6 games and advance. Like I could also seeing all those guys back and seeing them lose to Utah or Phoenix in 6 games. So I'm not as optimistic. I need to see these guys on the court. To wrap it up, one good thing about the playing game that I've heard analysts say that I actually agree with is that an extra game or two might help them, mesh where instead of like playing in the regular rounds, right, and going down 0-2, like if they can play against some lesser teams, it might help them gel.
Yeah.
So,
Just any more playing time they get, as
Yeah.
long as they don't get injured.
mhm.
So we'll see. 20 seconds left. Just want to say thank you guys for listening, especially to our podcast, to the audio on Apple Music and Spotify. We're up to almost 500 listens. It's a big deal for us. Keep listening and happy Mother's Day again. We're out.